Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemfrey here with the Shift Happens channel. So I want to talk about kind of the different levels of manifesting and how we were able to release and allow and manifest the desires. And I'm going to talk about my journey and what I've learned so far, just in general. But before we do that, let's go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how your journey and where you're at on your journey. If you need life coaching, I just always love to help people. That's what we aim to do is find our freedom, because that's our ultimate goal, is to be free of all those emotional attachments and be able to have and do all that we desire. All right. So shifthappenslifecoaching at gmail.com. So let's get into it. So when I first started on this manifesting journey, I was really into law of attraction. And I listened to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and all of and she's a spiritual great. And so I still listen to her. And by the way, everything I did or whatever, or the people that I listen to them still, and I read about them, and everything works together. Anyway, I started with Abraham Hicks, and I really got into law of attraction and really focused on being positive and appreciative and choosing better feeling thoughts. And that helped, right? And then as life goes, the challenges tend to make you go and dig a little deeper. So, and that's what the beauty of challenges are, right? Contrast is there to help point you back to who you are and dig even deeper. So then I went to another level of spirituality, I started getting into law of assumption more. And I started watching all kinds of coaches, which, by the way, let me mention this too. I was an overthinker, and I was a negative thinker. I was naturally, and we all are naturally, but I exuded pretty positive energy my whole life, right? I was just that person. And so I was generally a pretty happy person. And then as life got going, and then all of a sudden I was like, I wanted more, but I wasn't getting it. And I just didn't know what was going on. And so we went through Abraham Hicks. Then I went to law of assumption. I just kind of dug into that, like, what's the difference? And then I started really digging into like the actual, like, Neville Goddard, all of his processes. And he mentions them, other spiritual great, Joe Dispenza, Proctor, all of them mention all the different processes of visualizing. Jose Silva, I read his book like 10 times, Untethered Soul, and that was another 5 times over Christmas break. I mean, it was crazy. I was determined to be able to feel good and to be stronger, confident, and be able to get what I want, right? I wanted a better life. And really, so you have these desires. And then I went through this whole, I used all these processes to really get these desires manifested. And then I became almost obsessed with manifesting those desires. And I didn't quite get them because I was looking at the desires, or like the house, the whatever, the money, as fulfillment, right? Once I get that, then I'll feel better. Once I get this job, then I'll feel better. Once I get, you name it, I'll feel better. And so I was chasing, and I was trying. And so until I started chilling out, and then I was like, because that's what you do, right? You try and do all these things. I'm visualizing. Am I doing it wrong? I'm doing it wrong, and trying to get it perfect, right? And then just chasing almost all the processes. And then I just get tired. And I had several times where I was like, fuck it. This is not working, right? I am so done. This is crazy. This is, because I was raised Catholic. This is so, wrong. And then I just kept thinking, no, this is, at the basis of everything is love. I'm not harming anyone. In fact, it's the opposite. I am uplifting and looking at people with love. I'm trying to. And so then I just kind of like, it wasn't until I went through another level of really digging deep. And that's when I started kind of chilling out on the processes and started focusing on, I mean, it was kind of a crazy thing, but I started thinking, wow, I am source. Source works through me as me. Now that took a bit. And that was kind of mind blowing. It's like, whoa, Neville Goddard. Also, I feel like he went through the same kind of process. Like he was using all these processes, visualizing, doing that. And then he realized, hey, when you just realize that you are source, that you have it right now. Fulfillment is yours the minute you ask for it, the minute that desire comes to you. Lay down all other processes and just be. He got it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm like, I'm not worried. Do I still do processes? Yeah, because I enjoy them. That's when I do them. I don't do it to try to manifest. And that's kind of where, I went into a turning point, and Neville Goddard went through that process, I think, as well. And so many people, and I see it, they're on that hamster wheel yet. Like, oh, what did you do? What were the exact words? And how many times did you say it? And what did you visualize? Was it exactly this? And I was that person. And I still catch myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good one. How did they do? But now that I think about it too, here's another piece that I listened, and I still listen to YouTube coaches. And I encourage you to explore all coaches, because somebody will say something in a different way, and something will strike you differently. But I listen to it. I listen to at least 3 videos a day, and I can almost guarantee you it's more. And I still do, because I was so hardwired in the religious aspect of growing up Catholic. And Catholic is, I'm not degrading it. I think religion has its place. I really do. But it was everything. The way you were raised, all your experiences and everything played into it. So I had a lot of, beliefs that I had built up, a lot of anxiety. I had panic attacks. I would wake up in the middle of the night just going, oh my God, I can't believe I said this, and just really getting crazy, being mean to myself. But it was a process, and it was a journey, and it still is, and it still will be. But it has changed, where I was really into the processes, still am, but I'm not crazy about it. I'm not like, oh, I have to do this perfectly. I do it for the enjoyment. And I do feel like every process is there for a reason. And I do believe in visualizing. Visualizing, you do it all the time, right? But try and be a little more playful, a little more light about it. And don't get caught up on having it being perfect or doing it a certain amount of times, or set your alarm. Oh, we got to visualize. Let's go. Nothing comes. I mean, you can manifest a little bit if you try at things. But boy, it's so much more enjoyable, and you're going to get a lot more when you relax into it. And the way I relax into things is really just going back to, I am source. Source works through me, as me. And the minute I accepted that, I mean, it's mind-blowing. It really is. But it sounds crazy, because you're like, I am God. And you're like, okay, who do you think you are? But it really is, I don't say that I'm above God. There's a higher self, the ultimate self, God, source, universe, divinity, infinite intelligence, whatever you call it, right? Whenever I say God, I always feel like people are like, she's crazy, so I say source, but God works through you as you. And when you think that, all possibilities are really there. All that, even like when I got into law of assumption and I was thinking about, quantum leaping, I'm like, what? Parallel realities. I'm like, what in the world, you know? And, you know, I'm still learning about it. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think it's just as simple as that's one piece. Like everybody says, it's like 0.0009 or 0.0001% is this 3D reality. There are infinite parallel realities there that you can choose from. And it's a constant choosing in every moment of every day. But just relax into it and know that you are Source. Source has your back. I mean, let Source take care of the when, where, and how, and enjoy the ride. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? And so I'm going to talk more about the journey because there's more that I've learned where I'm like, at first I was like, well, that's kind of a bummer. But then I realized, wait a minute, I get what it means. So stay tuned for more videos, and that'll be coming right around the corner. As always, thank you so much. I learned from you just as much as you learned from me. Below in the comments, tell me, where are you at in your journey? And let's share, build this community. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get this thing going. I've got a book coming out, and I got some courses coming through. It's going to be a really cool ride. I like to have fun, so let's have fun and enjoy ourselves. All right, till next time, bye-bye.